So here at Heading Property, we highly recommend you don't buy a property until you've checked off on these 5 common overlays. Before you buy a property, it's really important to understand 5 of these common overlays that can impact the property you're buying and the potential resale of said property. So the first one is a flood zone. If we are buying a property with a flood overlay, it can have implications for insurance premiums, construction, what you can do with the property, and obviously can be a bit of an issue when it comes to resale. People, particularly here in Geelong, are very careful around buying properties that fall into a flood zone, and we have to understand the distinction between an inundation zone and a flood zone. That is a question for your conveyancer. The second one we talk to is a bushfire overlay, and this obviously in a lot of areas around coastal where there is hinterland that abuts a property. Really important to understand the implications potentially for a renovation, construction. You have to follow potentially a bushfire management plan that can become expensive with materials, and that is stipulated in that plan, and of course impacts insurance premiums as well. The third one is biodiversity vegetation. That can impact what you can clear. We see this down in Torquay, Jan Jark, along the surf coast where it is particularly relevant. We had a property once where we had a eucalyptus tree in the backyard that was protected, and it made construction of a second dwelling very challenging for said client at the time. So the fourth one we look to is an Aboriginal cultural heritage overlay, and this is one we recommend you speak to a conveyancer about, or indeed someone from town planning and council, to understand the implications. But it's certainly something that we need to be aware of. But we often see it around inland waterways, particularly around warm ponds. A lot of the properties there do have this overlay, and it's certainly not serious. All it means is you have to be careful around any potential subdivision plans and the implications. There can be certain assessments that are done and plans we need to adhere to if we are looking at a 3-lot subdivision as an example. So that's the Aboriginal cultural and heritage overlay. And the last one that is more prevalent in Geelong West, Manifold Heights, probably Newtown as the top 3 is a heritage overlay, and that pertains to the property itself. This very much is in line with protecting the aesthetic appeal of the neighbourhood, the street, and protecting the property. And these are usually properties that are Californian bungalows, Edwardian, the Victorian style cottages, obviously important to the streetscape of pockets like Geelong West. So this is an important one as well. If we are looking to do works, particularly to the external, we need to be aware of the heritage overlay and stipulations that are involved there. So if you want to access these and you're not using a buyer's agent or a property professional, you can go to VicPlan here locally. It's a website where you can access this. You can go to local council websites, and there is a great software and tool called Flood Check as well. That's one of many. So there are resources available to you as a buyer if you're not using a buyer's agent or a property professional.